Carlos Machin, policyholder advocates here in the famous Commercial Claims Advocate Studios. Here today to talk to you about business relationships. And here is Vince Perri's famous intro. 3, 2, 1, go. So what's up, guys? Here today to talk to you about business relationships. Again, this is Carlos Machin, Policyholder Advocates Inc., based out of Boca Raton, Florida. I want to give you a little bit of an intro of myself. I've been in the industry here going on 14 years, licensed as a public adjuster for the last 3 years. But the big start of my ideas of a business relationship actually started when I was a young 16-year-old running a saltwater aquarium industry maintenance company, and really figured out how important relationships are in the business realm, not just with customers, but even colleagues and other people in the industry. That really jumped into a exponential form when I actually started working for the carriers back in 2008. And I had a lot of experience out in the field, meeting with roofers, contractors, public adjusters. And you know, the biggest thing that I found was that there's a lot of people that were standoffish on both sides, and I never understood why. We never got to a really good resolution that way. So I decided to, inadvertently, not even knowing Vince at the time, but take his idea of don't be a dick. It got me to a place where we would get things done sooner and faster and easier. So I really want to kind of dive into that a little bit more today, and kind of give you an idea of what I do and how I do it, so that it could possibly help you process your claims a little bit easier, or even, who knows, even with a contractor working at your own home, these things can go a long way. So basically, the first thing I usually do is I try to break down the barrier. All right, we always have a barrier. As public adjusters, we're coming out there, meeting a carrier adjuster, and they already have this stigma. This PA is trying to, have just do whatever, falsify a claim, whatever it may be. They have this mentality. I was one of them as a carrier adjuster, so I know this. So we have to drop that. We have to try to break that down. What's the best way to do that? Assimilate to them. We're all human beings. We're all trying to do one thing. It's our job, right? We're here protecting and representing the client. They're representing the insurance company that should be representing the client as well. But we're trying to get that claim paid. So what I try to do really is, hey, Mr. Field Adjuster, how many claims you got today? I'm on my second one. I'm on my third one. I got to drive all the way up to Orlando today. Whatever it may be. That is the first thing that you'll be surprised. You say that coming out the bat will just change the person's facial expressions, their persona, how they're holding themselves. It's an amazing tool. The big thing that I also try to keep in mind, and this does stem again from my carrier side of things, is that everything is customer service, right? We're in a customer service industry, we're in a sales industry, but mainly customer service. So as a customer service standpoint, the carrier is supposed to have that towards the insured, but we are an extension now of the client, of the customer, to the carrier. So we also have to have that customer service transpire through us and through the whole process. So that being said, you keep that in your mind, the back of your mind. You are representing the client. You want to make sure you're representing the client in their best interest. What better way to be just a human being? Be personable. Don't come off trying to fight your estimate right off the bat. Discuss things. There's nothing better than that, if you ask me, in the whole process. Now, let me expand on that a little bit more. You have obviously field adjusters, IAs, desk adjusters, managers you might speak to, all that. But this also goes into play with the people you surround yourself with, the experts, the mitigation companies, the estimators, the contractors. Without those relationships, I feel personally as a public adjuster, I can't do my job properly. So by having them on my side, knowing that they know how much work and how much I cherish their input or respect their input, it's a big deal. So by having that relationship, knowing how to build on those relationships more, you're going to be a much more successful public adjuster. Take another step back towards the carrier people. We deal with a field adjuster face to face, right? But we have to usually deal with a desk adjuster. Desk adjuster is over a phone call or an email. There's no personability really other than those two forms of communication. So again, when you talk to them, hey, how's your day going? Man, I'm sorry. I'm sure you got a whole bunch of claims, tons of phone calls, bunch of PAs that are driving you nuts. I'm not one of them. I'm here to help you. Let's get this claim closed. I know you work on closures. Your manager wants to see how many claims you close this week or this month, and that's going to help you out, right? I'm here to help you out. What can I do to help you and make your job easier? It's gonna make your claims run so much smoother you wouldn't believe. Couple other tidbits that I use, ask about their family. Hey, how's everybody? Especially now with the pandemic, everybody healthy? Everybody's doing good? Whatever it may be, find something. If you hear a special accent that they may have, maybe it's from the South, maybe it's from out of country, ask them where they're from. Whatever it may be that you can break down that barrier, you guys are gonna be so much more successful you don't even understand. So guys, today I wanna talk to you guys about the importance of building relationships in our industry. What I'm gonna talk about is building relationships with desk adjusters as well as field adjusters. And we're gonna get a little more in depth on how I've handled things in the past while I was a carrier adjuster and while as a public adjuster. So let's get into the desk adjusters, all right? Because they're the ones that we probably talk to a lot more than a field adjuster. Field adjuster is usually just there for the inspection, and that's about it for most carriers. Obviously, we have certain differences in other carriers. But as a carrier adjuster, majority of the time, I spent just under 8 years as a carrier adjuster, right? So I did mostly field. I did do some desk work, so I have a little bit of experience in both. But desk adjusters, guys, they're bombarded. They're sit behind the computer. They get 100 phone calls a day, 100 emails a day, and most of them are overwhelmed. And I'm sure myself included, I've had it 100 times. You guys have as well. You have 5 different desk adjusters on a claim because they're either getting fired or quitting because they're just stressed out of their mind, as well as probably a bunch of other excuses. But at the end of the day, if you can make that job for them easier, okay, they're 150, 200 claims that they have to close, 10 or 15 a week at least most of the times. You can help them close that one faster. You're going to get your claim paid faster. You're going to get your insured the money that they deserve faster. So how do you do that? Well, the way that I used to look at claims, okay, and I know a lot of desk adjusters do the same thing. I've talked to them now that I've been on this side. If you come off as a dick, you come off arrogant, you come off that you know everything and combative, you went from the top of the list to the bottom of the list. Whether that's kosher or not, or that's, company policy, we all know things that happen that aren't company policy. So you're not going to be their favorite. You're not going to be the one that they call back right away or email back right away, or they're going to send it to management or review or third-party peer review. Why? If one conversation could change all of that. What if I told you that? You'd say, yeah, let's do it, right? Well, do it. Ask them how their day's going. Ask them how their family's doing through the pandemic. Ask them how many claims they closed this week. You know, how can I help you do a couple more? Whatever it may be, just talk to them like you're talking to your best bud at the bar. Okay? Just come up with whatever it is, and I'm telling you, you're going to get your claim paid faster. I'm telling you, you're going to get the undisputed check quicker. They're more willing to work with you on a supplement or something that might not be so definitive. Whatever it may be, start there. All right. I mean, that's one thing I can tell you for sure as a desk adjuster, as that public adjuster, now how I break down those barriers. It's all about breaking down that wall, guys. All about it. All right. So next I want to talk to you guys about as a field adjuster. All right. Majority of my time, my tenure, working for two of the biggest carriers, I spent on the field. All right. So same thing. We have a workload. We're dealing with public adjusters. We're dealing with roofers. We're dealing with contractors. I worked in a bunch of different areas. There's a lot of fraud. Okay. In South Florida, everybody thinks there's fraud, and public adjusters are involved, and it actually gets, we get our files get thrown to a special department, as do attorneys. So now you have people that are already abrasive against your presenting of the claim, right? So as a field adjuster though, on the carrier side, we'd have the same thing, kind of like a desk adjuster. You come off, you know, pompous, your chest out, you know, ready to have an argument. They're not going to listen to half the what you said. They're going to do what their job is, take their photos, scope the, you know, the loss, wherever the carrier says was in their guidelines, and they're not going to care what you have to say. But now if you say, hey, can I help you with those measurements? Do you need help with your ladder? Do you need help with this? What can I do to help you? Hey, let me tell you what, before you get into your, I know you have a big process that the carrier tells you have to do. Just do me a favor. Let's take a look at this real fast, and then I'm going to stay out of your way unless you need me. Now they're like, wait a minute, this guy's not fighting with me? He's not trying to make sure I knock down the house and rebuild it? I mean, it goes a long, long way. Especially when you got, for me, I was traveling. I was on the catastrophe team. So I was away from my family 20 days out of the month. Okay? It gets boring. It sounds like all great and hanky-dory that you're traveling, staying in hotels, jumping on airplanes. It gets boring fast and lonely. Unless you're with a group of people that you're working the storm together, you're going to have a guy that's already stressed out. Misses his kids, misses his wife, misses his parents, whatever it may be. I missed so many birthdays, so many holidays because I was on the field, and those days weren't my good days because I just wanted to get in and out of work and forget that I missed my family. So take that into account too, guys. When someone comes a little bit, you know, not there or not with it, the guy might be, or the gal might be going through something at home or missing their family, whatever it may be. So again, we're all human. If you can show sympathy and empathy for what they're going through and what you're trying to do, and everybody's really at the end of the day has the ultimate goal is to get that claim closed, then help each other out. What I do now as a public adjuster, first thing I do is, hey, I've got it sketched out. It's an Xactimate. Let me give you my ESX file. Let me save you 30, 45 minutes on measuring this house. Here's a copy of my sketch that I hand wrote, so you can see that it's accurate. You can check a couple measurements if you want, but I'm here to do whatever I can to help you get this thing done and off your desk faster. Man, that goes a long way. And I know some guys don't like to give out their Xactimates. I don't know why. You don't have any secret. It's Xactimate. So unless you're manipulating things, there's no reason why you can't give out your ESX. So that's one of the number one things I think right now that I'm utilizing on this side to help out the field adjusters. Secondly, I go back to, hey, how many claims you got today? I'm running around. You know, I got to go from Miami to Fort Lauderdale to Orlando in 24 hours. You know, how's your day looking? You know, oh, you're lucky. You only have one left. Whatever. Guys, talk to them like it's your best bud, having a drink at the bar or just, you know, catching up. You'll be surprised. Now, the one thing I want to tell you, if you haven't figured it out now, you're going to run into these people again. Why are you going to come off like a dick when you know you're gonna deal with them again. And guess what's gonna happen? They're gonna see, oh, this guy. Son, now they're for sure not gonna help you whatsoever. Or you'll have, oh man, this guy was awesome. He helped me out with my measurements. He was very flexible on me being a couple minutes late or wanted to do it early, whatever it may be. And dude, I'm telling you, you're gonna get things done faster. The idea for us as public adjusters is get the claim paid and get it paid quick. Relationships. It's all about the relationships. So guys, just a quick recap. We talked about how to have build relationships with the desk adjusters and the field adjusters. Again, from my 14 years of experience in this industry, just about half and half has been half on the carrier side, half now on this side of the business, on the basis of policyholders. I can't stress enough the importance of building those relationships with these desk adjusters and these field adjusters and even managers. But you can't come off combative. There's a time and a place for everything. Yes, there most likely will be a time that you got to be strong and forceful on what your demands are for your claim. But in the beginning, that's not where you want to do that. You want to build that foundation with somebody that's going to help you get that claim paid faster. So, 14 years has really shown me why this is important. Obviously, there's a lot of other things that are important as a public adjuster, but I think this is one of the biggest foundations, and that's why I wanted to talk to you today about it, so I can hopefully help you and give you a couple tips. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Once again, this is Carlos Machin of Policyholder Advocates, owner and founder. You can reach me at getyourclaimpaid.com. We're also on Instagram and Facebook at getyourclaimpaid. If you have any questions, any other tips you'd like, please feel free to reach out to me or Vince, and we're here to help.